Hi, welcome back to Papa John's Pantry. Remember to like our Facebook page and questions, comments, reach out to us at papajohnspantry@gmail.com and subscribe to the page. Alright, so today we're going to be making homemade dirty rice. We're going to these, due to 2020 and COVID, sometimes ground beef's hard to find, so I'm using 4/4 pound just hamburgers, because hamburger's hamburger. So a pound of meat. We're going to be using 2 cups of rice. I'm using frozen diced peppers and onions, but you could easily use a cup of diced peppers, a cup of diced onions if you want to use fresh veggies. We're going to be using a teaspoon of our adobo, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a big old tablespoon of garlic, or minced garlic or chopped garlic, or whatever you know, if you want to crush your own, that's fine. I will catch you on the stove top. All right, 1 second. Okay. All right, so I'm doing this with a Dutch oven. I'm using mine with the copper bottom because it spreads the heat evenly. I'm going to put this on a low-medium flame. We're going to add about just a little starter oil. I'm using on olive oil just to keep the hamburger from sticking. If you need exact measurements, that teaspoon would be plenty. So I'm using these burgers. Like I said, the ground meat's been a little hard to find. If you are using, you know, this is a pound of beef. You can use chicken, sausage. You can use whatever kind of meat you want in the dirty rice. I'm just using hamburger. So I'm going to now add our tablespoon of garlic to this. Now these are lean burgers, so you might not have to. I might not have to drain this meat. It all depends on your preference, on what the fat to meat content. And I'm going to put these frozen peppers and onions in here. Again, these do not have to be exact measurements. With 2 cups of veggies, so that'd be a cup of onions, cup of peppers. And we're going to let that slowly cook. As that cooks down, I'm going to use my potato masher and mash up the meat, and then that's that. I'll check back with you in a few minutes once this is cooked down a little bit. All right, see you then. All right, so that's just continuing to cook down. Once it gets a little more thawed out, I'll be able to start breaking it down. Now, some stirring ideas. I mean, there's a recipe on the channel for making stuffed peppers. I used a boxed dirty rice. I'm making, my own homemade this time. I'm going to start with, I believe, 1/4 of a teaspoon of, the cayenne pepper. Make it as if you want a spicier, go to town. Throw some crushed red pepper in there. I'm going to put in some black beans. I'm going to drain. They're already cooked, obviously, since they're canned. I'm going to rinse these to get the syrup off of them, and then I'll put these in when I put the rice in. You could use, corn. I'll have some fun with it. But I'm going to be adding black beans to this, so it's going to be a whole, it's going to be its own little meal. All right, I'll see you once I start smushing the meat up. Alright, so this is starting to thaw out. Like I said, if you got, I used hamburgers, but, if you find sausage, but by all means, this was all I could find at the time to put in the freezer before everything got silly with the lockdown and stuff. So that's it. And these are hardly making any grease at all, so I'm more than likely not going to drain this. Well, you'll just keep doing this. We're going to cook this until everything's nice and brown. Just a light brown. Just because we're going to add 4 cups of water and 2 cups of rice right to this. And so the meat's going to boil as well. But we're frying this up ahead of time because it just tastes better like this. Alright, I'll catch you when this is just about done on this part. Alright, I got that meat chopped up pretty fine. Switching to a wooden spoon now. This has got about 3 minutes or so before it's completely cooked. Then, in the meantime, I'm going to get 4 cups of water ready for the rice. And I'm going to rinse my beans off. I'm using black beans. You know, you can use pink beans, kidney, you know, whatever you want. You know, whatever your bean preference is for a stirring idea. So, alright, I'm going to get these beans rinsed off. I'm going to get my 4 cups of water measured out. Catch you on the flip side. You're also going to need a lid for the pan. Alright. Alright, welcome back. Meat's done cooking. I'm going to add my 4 cups of water. My big measuring cup's full of applesauce. I'm adding my rinsed black beans. As I just ran them under water just to get that syrup off. Now we're going to add our spices. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon. I'm using a half one just because I am. So that was a teaspoon of adobo, which is a salt pepper mix, and we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And this might not, you know, depending on your spice liking, this might not be enough. It's just to start getting some flavor into the rice while it cooks deep into the grains. And I'm just using plain white rice. You know, that's another one of those variables. You know, we'll use, you know, everyone's got their favorites. People like the long, you know, the long grain and wild rice or the jasmine rice. You know, do what you got to do. All right, once this gets boiling, so that was 2 cups of rice. Once this gets boiling, I'm going to turn the heat up to high now. Once it gets boiling, we're going to turn this very low, just so it simmers. And then it's going to simmer for 20 minutes for the rice to cook. And that'll be that, okay? So I'll see you once this starts to boil. Alrighty, we are just about ready to boil. In fact, we are. Alright, so we're going to turn this way down. Way down. Just to simmer. I'll show you the flame. Alright. So it stays boiling, but we're not cooking the crap out of it. And we're not going to touch this. We're going to let this sit for 20 minutes. Let it continue to boil. And I'll catch you then, and then this will be complete. And then you can do things like add black pepper, more salt to it, more chili powder if you want to get it, you know, to your liking. All right, I'll catch you when this is complete. Alrighty, welcome back. It has been 20 minutes. Turn this off. Grab a hot pad here. And we have beautiful rice. Alright, and like I said, if you want to add some salt to this, or depending on what you're doing with it, salt, pepper, some more cayenne pepper, by all means, you know, you do you. Um, I'll take a picture of this in a bowl. And thanks for watching Dirty Rice.